Ain't believe me, these niggas died of me. Look what I'm becoming. What I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all on another video, man. Y'all know why we here. To handle business, man. As you can see in the title, this is the 5 worst projects in U.S. history, in the history of the United States. So before the video starts, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again, bro. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all, you know, we be doing these little videos, you know, they be from their respective hoods and wherever they from, you feel me? So I'm like, might as well throw this in here. The 5 worst projects that a lot of these people that came from, then got ties to, whatever the case may be, are these videos I'll be reacting to. Let's get it.
Jordan Downs was built in 1944. It had 700 units and 103
This is the joint in LA, right? I just did a video on
apartments.
I think
It's completely surrounded
Crips,
by various other
I think.
hoods and high crime areas.
they
It
Crips.
was originally semi-permanent housing for white war workers, but it converted to a public housing in 1950. It was 100% black by the 1960s. Mostly immigrants from the South. It grew a bad reputation quick in the 60s. Many residents were unemployed and reliant on welfare.
Where are we?
We're in the Jordan Down Project. We're in Watts. We're in extreme poverty. So this is poverty down here. You know, you got house niggas, you got field niggas. These are field niggas. This is where slaves migrated from the South to. And from here is where gangs all started from, what they proclaim. But from here is where people migrated to Compton, to the house district. And these are the projects right here. Our ghettos and, you know, the mindset of illiteracy and, I mean, joblessness. I mean, this is it right here. I mean, broken home families, you know, political corruption, false promises. You know, this is it right here.
That was
The Watts rise to
strong.
65 made it even worse.
232 businesses were destroyed and 632 businesses were damaged. Considering all types of structures, 242 buildings were destroyed and 644 were damaged.
And after all of the carnage, businesses were reluctant to set up here. This meant there was an influx of alcohol stores and churches, but nothing else to actually help the community. Police were reluctant to patrol the area as well, meaning a lot of crime went unchecked. In the 70s, the Grape Street Crips, one of the most notorious and largest Crip
I
sets, set
knew
up
it,
shop
yeah.
here.
Yep.
They beefed with the Nickerson Gardens, home of the Bounty Hunter Bloods, the largest blood set in LA. Many bodies have dropped over the years on both sides.
The way I feel, we have no other else way to event our frustration out, because we're already at the bottom. You know, what else can we do? Nothing but violence.
If it looks familiar, it's probably because it was heavily featured in Menace to Society. A great choice for the movie, because it was the quintessential LA hood full of all the ills that plagued South Central for years. It featured in GTA San Andreas as the Willowfield neighborhood as well. Some notable alumni of Jordan Downs
That shit
include
huge, bro.
3 Greedo, Tyrese, and Flojo. Today, Jordan Downs is gradually being destroyed in favor of the new, more appealing apartments.
Damn.
These 28 identical
Gentrifications,
lifeless buildings
bro.
were built in 1962 in Bronzeville on the south side of Chicago. It was the largest project in the country at one time. It was more like a concrete maze and had no trees in sight. Chicago had many segregation laws at the time.
Bro, this is what I be talking about, bro. Like I said, despite all the crime, all the violence, the PTSD some people get from living here and growing up in this environment. But just imagine as a kid with little to no worries, bro. And all of your friends, you got family all right here, bro. In a complex, bro. Where y'all can walk downstairs and meet each other in the middle at any time, on any day. Like, that's crazy, bro. That seems so lit to me. Bro. I can't lie to y'all, bro. It seems so, that shit seems fire.
Still to this day, one of the most segregated cities in America. From the jump, things were bad at Robert Taylor. It was built for 11,000, but held 27,000. It soon became one of the top 5 poorest areas in the country, with mostly single-parent households making less than $5,000 a year.
That's crazy.
Majority of people here had a family member in prison. It was basically a high-rise slum and heavily neglected by the city. That meant faulty garbage chutes, broken elevators with no maintenance. More than that, it was a hub of drug dealing and a home turf of multiple gangs that still exist to this day. Mickey Cobras, GD, and BDs to be exact. Even the police and ambulance were scared to come here, because once you got inside, it was a maze of dark hallways.
Elevators are a common setting for assaults. In fact, a fifth of crimes at Robert Taylor happen to residents while they're coming in and out of their buildings.
It was the worst in the 70s, and in one weekend there was 300 shootings around Robert Taylor, and 28 people were killed.
If you got a gun and that's the only way you can fight me is by a gun, then I have to, hey, you ain't no man, but I'm gonna have to fight your way in order to protect what's mine.
Yeah, you know,
ain't
it's
no
like
way.
this is the environment in which we live, man. You know, I don't care whether you with a group of people or you by yourself. You always have to keep your guards up, man, because you don't know when temptation is lurking around the corner for, for your number to come up, you know.
Hey, that's all.
You see what I do? I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody to bother me. But they do know that I can't play their game. I'm quite sure of that, bro.
See, that's the thing that worries me, man. You can't be fair out here, man. You have to play by their rules. If you don't, then you lost out.
There's a few notorious cases from here too. October 76, 22-year-old Denise Dozier thrown from the 15th floor apartment window. She survived. Because of this, the city built fences to enclose the balconies, and the project looked more like an asylum than homes. In August 91, Officer Jimmy Haynes was shot by a sniper. He died 2 days later. Some famous faces were able to make it out of here. Mr. T, Corey Holcomb, Kenny Duckworth, Open Mike Eagle, all hail from Robert Taylor homes. Kendrick even raps about this briefly on his song Duckworth, describing his father's story. He raps, "He came from the streets, the Robert Taylor homes, Southside Project, Chirac, the Terror Dome. Currently, the city moved out all of the residents by 2005, and it was completely demolished by 2007. This north side of Chicago project was home to 15,000 and was the largest housing project on the whole planet at one point. Ironically, it was on the richest side of town, built right in between the richest neighborhoods in Chicago, Lincoln Park and the Gold Coast, and less than a mile from Michigan Ave. The particular area it was built on had always been associated with poverty, starting with Swedish immigrants, then Irish, and then black immigrants. A 1900s map of the area depicts this accurately. Cabrini Green became the poster child for everything wrong with the public housing system. It was literally the poorest zip code in the U.S. The city was strapped for cash, or even the lawns were paved over to save on maintenance money. New buildings were built on tight budgets and had poor quality. It was rat and cockroach infested and had garbage stuck in the trash chute, and all the way to the 15th floor. There was graffiti inside the actual buildings, and each building was controlled by different gangs. Gangs even controlled the elevators, and you never knew what to expect once the elevator doors opened.
Do the gangs control the elevators?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they can control them. At one time, they, matter of fact, they were hiding up here. And if a young lady got on the elevator, they would jump down and, do what they wanted to do to her. They used to hide guns up there.
This shit seemed like the
Okay.
this for I look like the trench
See, that's
of
the
trenches.
thing about these elevators.
It's the deepest
You never know
trench.
What's going to happen when the door opens?
The balconies were fenced in to stop people from dumping trash into the yard. It looked more like a prison block or animal cages than housing for people. To top it off, gang members would celebrate New Year's by firing guns in the air. As far as the stats go, it wasn't uncommon for 200 people shot or stabbed every year. In fact, during the 90s documentary on the crime here, someone was stabbed and died minutes later during the actual filming. The incident itself wasn't caught on camera, but the sad moments that followed were.
If y'all want me to react to that documentary of Cabrini Green, let me know in the comments, because I do it. I'm intrigued, bro. I'm like, dude, this
Link to
shit
that
is
video
like
is in the description.
the trenches, bro.
Some of the most high-profile cases out of Cabrini Green were the case of Girl X, which gave Cabrini Green national media attention due to the severity of the crime. Another famous incident was Mayor Jane Byrne moving into the projects to show that Chicago's crime rate wasn't so bad. She only lasted 3 weeks.
She tripping.
Some famous people that made it out of here are Curtis Mayfield and Polo G, who grew up in the nearby Marshall Projects. The Good Times TV show was based here, and it also served as inspiration for both Candyman movies. It also featured in Kanye West's Homecoming video. Currently, it was demolished in 2011, and only 2 buildings remain. It looks nothing like it used to now. Located in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, the Marcy houses were built a few years after World War II in 1949. These 27 6-story buildings with 1,700 apartments hold 4,000 residents, brought to fame by rapper Jay-Z, who has described the homes as a block away from hell, the place where the news cameras never come. One frequent visitor to the projects, however, is the NYPD. Gang disputes are common here, and the gangs have evolved over the years as well, and residents often hear the crack of bullets. In 2014, 4 teenagers were shot and 1 killed in the Marcy houses due to turf wars. Crack hit the Marcy houses hard in the 80s, like the rest of the inner cities in America. Many young children sold crack to take care of themselves because a lot of their parents turned into crack fiends.
Bro, I never could ever picture myself in the crack epidemic, bro. Like, there was a drug out that was strong enough to change your entire mindset, your entire physique, your entire personality, bro, that you could get addicted to, bro. To a point where it's no returning, though. Like, there is drugs out here like that, but the drugs that's out here like that now wasn't like crack, bro. They was getting rocks for like $10, bro. That's why they liked crack, because it was cheap, bro. They can get their fix. Now you got other drugs, but they more expensive, bro. Somebody with no money can't get it. But with crack, it was accessible to literally almost everyone. People, like he said in the joint, bro, parents was turning into crack fiends, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, you see it, like, people still do it, of course, but this was really an epidemic. Like he said, like, crack took over. Like, of course, people smoke weed, but a lot of people smoke weed, but it has no effect on you or your body like crack did, bro. But just imagine, bro, every block you on, you just see a lot of people doing it, though. Like, you might see a little person here, there, this corner, maybe 4 blocks from that, like, trying to hide off somewhere behind a trash can or something. But back then, bro, it was normal. It's like really OD normal, bro. That's crazy to me.
Jay-Z himself admits to selling crack in Marcy as a teenager. He almost lost his life on multiple occasions. To make Marcy's situation worse, on December 20th, 2015, 2 police officers were shot and killed a block from the Marcy homes. Since the shooting, police have been scarce in Marcy. New Orleans is a city that is rich in culture. The city is often associated with jazz and a good culinary scene. However, the city has also a much grimier side to it, one that's a lot less tourist-friendly. New Orleans has a reputation for being one of the murder capitals of the U.S. The Magnolia Projects, also known as the C.J. Peak Projects, was known countrywide for its high murder and crime rate. New Orleans rapper Juvenile described the project as a haven for drug dealing and violent crime. In a song, he described it like this: on New Year's, lights get shot out at 6 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna be getting shot. The trials and tribulations inspired many Magnolias to make it out. Several of the rap game's big names were born and raised in the Magnolia Projects and share their struggles through their music. Artists like Birdman, Juvenile, and Turk all hail from Magnolia. A young female rapper nicknamed Magnolia Shorty was one of the many victims of the violence that plagued Magnolia. The rapper was shot to death in 2010 in her car not far from Magnolia. 2 men pulled into the apartment parking lot right after she got home and unloaded into her car. She was hit 26 times. Her murder still remains unsolved. After Hurricane Katrina hit in 2005, nearly 600 people were evacuated from Magnolia, and it became a ghost town. In 2008, they were completely demolished, replaced by a new housing development called Harmony Oaks.
That's crazy, bro. Like, the gentrification that cities do to where people that grew up their whole life, where their whole family, like a lot of their family tree is from there, like, it ain't fair. I mean, I see why they do it from the business aspect and of the, for me, it's getting more attraction, you get like more money. I get that, but it's just, it ain't right, bro. You know that. But, you know, they gonna do what they do. They always do what they do. You can't stop them, bro. You just gotta go with the flow, man. But Now, that was a good video, though. I ain't gonna lie. That was something different. You feel me? If y'all like that video, smash that like button. Feel me? Make sure you subscribe, man. Comment what y'all want me to do. What videos y'all want me to do. You feel me? DM me on Instagram. Link in my description. Y'all know how we go, bro. I'm going to keep pushing out heat for y'all. I'm going to keep pushing out content for y'all. And we going to go to this top together, bro. We kicking the door down together, 1 foot at a time. I'm telling you. It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty, man. Make sure y'all stay smart, stay dangerous, and I'm gone.